Alright, grab a seat. Grab a sheet.
Grab a sheet.
Oh, over there.
I don't know where to go.
What's up, guys?
What I do?
Hold on.
So we did not go over the numbers yesterday, and I do want to give you guys a round of applause. Bueno job. 18 sales on Monday, 13 yesterday, but big ballers yesterday. Nino, Doe steals. Ortiz, Jim, Larry, Dan, and Zach, all 2 deals on Monday. And Tuesday, the guys, the big ballers. Nino again, Ortiz again, Larry again, Will and Jake picking it up in 2 deals. Good job, guys. Awesome job. You know, that's what we need is production. Production is so important. And Jeremy, you did close 2 deals on Monday, so great job as well. But you know, production is the most important part. Obviously, we know what what an office needs, what a team needs, is production from each individual. Now, a couple things I want to point out. We look at our leads lately. We've noticed the vintage doesn't show anymore, right? Has anybody else noticed that? The lead, I don't know why I sent an email out, but just to go over what the vintage, how it works, so if it doesn't show on your leads, you know how to analyze it. What is vintage, first of all?
They've had it available in the area for 13 months.
Okay. So, before you say that, what is the vintage? What's the offer?
A DVR.
Alright, DVR.
Movies and epics.
And movies. And epics.
For a year.
Times 12 months free.
But it's got to be a 2 year.
No, not.
No,
Nope,
don't.
that has changed.
And not a multi-room.
It's not a multi-room. It's a regular DVR. So a regular DVR.
If they wanted the multi-room, it's $4.
It's $4. So
Okay.
basically, if you forget to offer it and you see it all of a sudden in spot, you can say they get the movies and epics for how much?
$4.
$4. That's if you offer them the multi-room DVR. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. But that's what the vintage is. Now, how do you know when to offer it? It's basically to those areas that have been available for how long?
13 months.
For 13 plus months.
And a triple, right?
All right. Must be triple or quad. Okay. What else? Okay. What can they not have?
TV, internet already.
Any FiOS product. So must be new to all
TV data.
internet and TV. All right, for FiOS.
Also not an inactive ONT either. So
Inactive
you had it-
ONTs are available.
What's that?
Inactives are available.
So inactive vintage, haven't had it for 13 months?
That is a good question, and it's been actually out of order. I've actually been able to sell the vintage to those who just turned it off or just moved into a house.
Because so the overriding principle is 13 months.
13 months. That's yes and no. 13 months FiOS been available at that house.
Right. Whether they had it, so long as they don't have anything when you walk in.
Correct. Right. So they must be new to internet and TV, both. So if they have FiOS for data, and you're doing a TV ad, can they get the vintage? What's so funny?
I don't know, I just thought of something.
Okay. Share. Do you want to
Will
share?
you share with the rest of the class?
You sure?
Yeah.
100%. So that's the rule. So if you don't see it on your lead list, that's fine. Just utilize what you know based on what you are approaching with. All right? That's very important to know so you don't get screwed up. All right, any questions on the vintage? All right.
Month to month, too, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so just something to add, which Will was confused about. Can be both
Contract was month to month, right?
contract
I just
or
found that out. I was
month
arguing
to
with Mike.
month.
I was arguing with Mike. It's like,
I
what are you doing? Because that came back when I came from Syracuse. It happened when I was at Syracuse.
know.
I was arguing with like,
Yeah, that is definitely my fault. Definitely my fault. All right, does that make sense to you? Good.
Being clear, sorry.
Yeah,
Both contract or month to month, regular DVR, movies, epics, 12 months.
you got it. So all of those free for 12 months. After the year, can they cancel either portion?
Yes.
Yes. So they can not go with the movies or epics or both after a year if they don't want to keep it.
Is it true that they send you reminders about that? Like,
They do not. However, there is a way for you to see what it looks like as far as your promotions, how much time is left. Does anybody know what that is?
Would it be online billing?
It is. We have the online account. No, not online. We actually have the widget account manager now. You can actually see on your TV how much time you have left in your promotion. That's another thing that will be a selling point for customers. You can actually view your bill. You can see what you're actually paying for, and again, you can do your account manager to see how much time is left.
So you just hit widgets real quick, and then it'll pop up.
There is an account manager widget now, yes.
Cool.
All right. How to use it, I don't know yet. I believe the new set-top box has that information, so as soon as I get that running, which we have a conference call on how to work it, I'll be able to answer that for you, and we'll actually show you. Yeah.
Just so you know, we don't get a lot of Dish Network customers, but they do have that.
They have that as well. Yeah, Dish Network customers can use the account manager on their TV as well.
Only if they're hooked up to the internet through DSL or on a phone line.
It has to be dial-up or DSL.
Direct TV as well. Dish.
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
All right. So who's our main competitor? Time Warner. Can we do it? What Time Warner? Can they do it? Can I do it? Can I do it?
You can.
You can't.
Under menu is account settings.
No way.
Account management.
Get out of here. Oh, I will view that tonight. Cool.
I guess I bet you anything no one knows. Not too many people know. So.
But that's well, not too many people know with FiOS either. But that's one thing. Look how excited I just got. Customers will find that exciting. All right. If I'm excited about something like that for my own personal being, then everybody's gonna be excited to be able to view their account on their TV screen without having to go online, putting in passwords, or waiting for a monthly statement to come in. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
So just use your personal excitement to see, would people be excited about this? I would be. Yeah.
Is there more options in the account management?
Options as far as?
I looked at it last night.
Do.
I'll view that today. All right. As soon as I find out the exact answer, I'll share that with you. I'm sure there is, but we'll find that out soon. Any other questions on that? How do we get into account manager? Oh, promotions. Yeah. So as far as one thing, Larry brought this up the other night, and that was when he happened to see somebody outside. Raise your hand if you always approach somebody if you see them outside coming in. Always? Every single time?
Nobody coming into their drive?
Say they just pulled in.
I'll let them go in their house first.
Anybody else do differently? I know Jim, you always approach them, no matter what.
He's the reason why.
Okay, yeah, and that's actually, Jim, again.
Because you want to know, man. I mean, you want to know whether they're interested or not. At least if they're interested, if you pique their interest, you can go back and schedule a different time or
exactly.
something.
Now, what type of terminology do you use? What type of verbiage do you use to not make them seem annoyed because they just got home?
I just, perfect timing, what I say.
All right.
And then, I'll say that, or I'll say, I don't mean to be, stalking you or anything. It's just goof
That's
around.
where they're coming from.
Okay.
I just say, you stalking you, and they start laughing, because I say, hey, I'm just in an area, in the neighborhood, and you just happen to be home. I say, hey, that's perfect timing, so the reason I stopped by,
Okay, good. So you build a rapport, you disarm them regarding that. What do you say, Larry? You said something about lists.
If I see somebody like standing outside or just pulling up or shoveling their snow, or whatever, you name it, I walk up right up to a fast, I'll skip 3 or 4 houses, I see them outside, walk right up to them, like, sir, I just had to talk to you. If I could scratch off this list as fast as possible, that'd be awesome. So then that's pretty much exactly what I do, get into it really fast, and I sold one.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, that's really a good way to disarm them. Hey, I saw you outside. I know you just got home, but I just need to see if I can scratch off my list real quick. My name is John. I'm with Verizon, and then you go through the whole pitch. Any reason why you guys never switched yet? All right, and then you go through, get the objection out, or have them tell you if you can overcome it. Great. If you can't, you scratch them off your list. You're done having to wait for them to come to the door. And every minute of the day is time, and you can't get that time back. And if you can not waste the 2 minutes for them to come to the door and have them open that door, they're already outside. They're already there, so you can shake their hand and break the ice regarding that. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? All right? Did anybody not pick it up? You want it to be repeated? All right, repeat it. Repeat it one more time.
I said, hey, sir, I want to stop over really fast if I can scratch off this list, see if it makes sense before it happens.
Cool.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It comes to me.
Whatever. It'll come to you when you're in the field.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
I don't script it. It's just like I walk up to them like, hey, I just want to see if I can scratch you off.
Cool. Awesome. All right, and another thing that we spoke about, Zach and I were speaking last night, and it was, what type of neighborhood were you working in yesterday?
It was like a pretty wealthy neighborhood where properties are huge and houses are super far apart.
Okay, properties are huge, homes are very large, and what type of people are they? when you approach them?
Rednecks.
Yeah, right. Imagine. What type of people are they?
Sophisticated.
Sophisticated. I'm sorry?
Educated.
Educated. What else?
Mannered.
Maybe stuck up, right?
They're
Right.
pretty-
Well mannered. All right.
Them are the customers you have to marry.
Explain
Tone
Mary.
of voice. Tone of voice. However they're coming off, you gotta come right exactly off.
Like, give me an example.
So like maybe not being uppity goey might not work with them. You know, because if they're bold, guess what? You be bold right back, and they will fall right into
It's
it.
funny,
I'm
he's
telling
saying
you.
the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Good
I
job,
walk,
man.
I walk up to them just like, you guys have a beautiful neighborhood. Good job picking the neighborhood. That's
Yeah.
something like that. Right?
All right, building rapport regarding that. All right, and it's all about adjusting to who you speak to. Raise your hand if you bold in high school or on a league or a team.
Bold.
Bold, B-O-W-L, like we just went on the party.
Yeah.
All right, raise your hand if you bold.
Whatever.
Please raise your hand. All right, and I want to ask you this question, and I can answer it as well, but I want to see if anybody else knows this. Some lanes, they are more oily than others, right?
Okay.
All right. Some are dry, some are oily. Now, there's always a way to pick up a strike no matter what, but if you have a hook on your ball, you can't start in the same exact spot if it's an oily lane versus the next day when it's very dry. You want to move yourself. You want to be able to, if it's oily, you want to move more to the left. No, to the left, so you have more of a hook, versus a dry lane, you want to move more to the right, you have more of a straighter ball. Does that make sense? Am I doing it wrong? All right, it's the opposite, right? The opposite of what I just said. But whatever. What am I doing to get that strike? I'm adjusting. All right, and the same thing in this business. You can adjust to sell anybody. Okay? I like to work in richer neighborhoods. That's how I grew up, in a rich neighborhood. I had a rich family, and I like to talk to those people. I'm very interested in how much money they're making. I'm a very, obviously, a business type person, and you know, coming off differently. I know how my parents, at least my mom is like. She's very, you know, stuck up. She wants people to be in her level. And that's how a lot of people are in these types of neighborhoods. When we work in Tonawanda, it's a little bit different. They want to save money. They want to know, you know, how to reduce their overall bills because they work almost paycheck to paycheck. But in the neighborhoods like Zach is working in, where they're huge houses, cost isn't really that important. You know, when you're making 6 figures and 7 figures, cost is not really that big a deal. So it's adjusting to who you talk to and how to come off. Just like Dan said, if they're bold, you want to be bold back. All right. You know, what can I do for you? All right, my name is John. I'm with Verizon. I'm coming through. Versus the people in Tonawanda. Hi, how are you? Because more people will be nicer over there. All right, you can be more excited and uppity, that Dan calls it, which is a good word. It was funny the way he said it. So as far as talking to those types of people, adjust to who you talk to, how you come off at them, because everybody qualifies for this product. Once again, no matter where you're working, no matter who you're talking to. Okay. And then again, when you're talking to those people, you don't want to talk about price so much, right? You want to talk about what they're going to be getting and why, and how to relate the vehicle that they're driving versus what they're using for their product, whether it's Time Warner or satellite or whatever it is. All right, this is the Cadillac of TV, internet, and phone. FiOS is.
Especially if they have a Cadillac.
Especially if they have a Cadillac or a Jaguar or a Land Rover. All right. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay. And to transition into this, sometimes you will get 2 deals in a day. All right. So Jeremy, you got 2 deals on Monday, right? And then yesterday, how many did you get?
0.
Okay, 0. Now, how did that make you feel? Sorry to put you in a spot.
I mean, not bad. I mean, I know I worked as hard as I could, so I'm not really down about it. You know, and I talked to a lot of people and was close a couple of times, so I feel all right about it.
And did you?
I mean, it sucks I didn't get anything.
It does suck, and who else got 2 deals and then a lower number? Dan. Well, you didn't really work that much yesterday, but Zach, you got 2 deals on Monday and then nothing yesterday.
Right.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I started that new neighborhood yesterday. Whole different story than the place I was working the day before, and like you said, it was Tonawanda, snooty Orchard Park. Not that everyone there is like that, but it was a huge adjustment, and I just didn't adjust. I just needed to figure out what to do today.
Okay. What was your attitude like at 7 o'clock yesterday?
Shit, I better make a deal in the next hour, basically.
All right. Were you getting frustrated?
I mean, you gotta just try to keep the PMA overall. Like, I don't know. I try not to get frustrated. I mean, I guess there is always an underlying thing where you're just like, holy shit, I've been out here all day. But you got to just stay positive about it.
Okay, good. How did you feel at 7 o'clock yesterday?
I was going strong at 7 o'clock.
Wait, did you have the same smile at 7 o'clock that you did at 4 o'clock?
Absolutely.
You did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I was just going to all my phone customers at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Now, did you feel panicked at all?
Yeah, I was moving fast.
Okay.
I like that feeling, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I was going. I
That
felt good.
motivates me.
Okay. All right. So if that motivates you, why are you, I guess, not that at 4 o'clock? So say it's 7 o'clock and
Says I'm not.
I'm sorry.
It says I'm not.
Well, you just mentioned, or we just mentioned that we felt panicked and we need to work faster to get that deal.
Yeah.
Why aren't we working as fast the whole time? Is the question.
Because at 4 o'clock, you look at it and you go, all right, I've got all day.
Fresh
Chances
start.
are I'm going to make a couple deals. And then at 7, you go, holy shit.
My neighborhood, it's a lot of old people are there, and I don't have their lights on during the day. I don't know if they're home or not. They haven't went anywhere. So by the time 5 o'clock came around and it got dark, I was in business. I mean, I could see who was home and not waste time knocking on a door there. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
That was just hesitant.
Yeah.
Can I have 2 things?
You may. Yeah.
Alright. One, like I said, remember I said, you said, well, before, I got 2. You were like, how'd you get 2? And I said, act like you don't have 1. That really motivates you. When you get your first deal, act like you don't even have a deal, and you're still, rushing to get that second. And going back to the neighborhoods we work in, use power words to actually relate with these people, because they're sophisticated and they want to. That's going to intrigue them if you come off with some power words.
Okay. What's a power word?
I use the words like Time Warner substandard, stuff like that. I really do, and it kind of sets them back.
Substandard.
Yeah.
That's a.
Why are you going to drive a Benz and you're going to go with substandard service for your home?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they're not driving a Bentley. Oh no, I'm thinking Bentley. I'm sure they're not driving a Bentley out here. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Try different power words as well. But my main thing is I always strive for 3. I'm always striving for 3. So when you have 0 and it's 4 o'clock, you can get 3. If you get 1 at 4 o'clock, that might actually slow you down a little bit. If you get 1 at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you still are at 1. You're actually a little bit slower. Now, how you get 3? If it's 5, 6 o'clock now, and you only have 1. All right, you should be moving as fast as you can all the time. And something to bring up, it's called adversity. Somebody, what does adversity mean to you?
To overcome.
To overcome. What do you mean?
Issues in the way of
Hang on, let Jake finish.
To overcome, to push through your challenge, whatever you're doing.
Okay. All right. Who else to add to adversity?
Challenges that might fall in your way.
Obstacles.
Maybe like an obstacle, challenge, or something like that. Something that would
You get to
stop
overcome.
you from.
Whatever's in your way.
Adversity is something in your way, yeah.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely. Something in your way. And who listened to the national call? You listened to the national call? Were you on the call? You were not. You were on the call. Nino and I were on the call. Kalen Schultz is one of the VPs. He's one of the VPs for the Southeast in Florida, Tampa. And were you on the call as well?
I heard part of it.
Okay. And he is, at this point, 24 years old, okay? And he's one of the VPs of the company. When he was 22, just before the company had a reorg. The company had a reorg, and right before that reorg, he was making about $750,000 a year. All right. How? He had a big amount of teams, a large amount of teams.
Right, how did you get to that stop? At 24.
He was young when he started.
Okay.
3 or 4 years. The company started in '99, then they started getting bigger and bigger, and he would just happen to fall into that right time slot. Now, to branch off this $750,000, that's a lot of money, isn't it? And think about when you were 22, or even if you are 22. I'm not sure how old you guys are, but think about when you were 22. If you had $750,000, what would you be doing with it?
A year.
A year, yes.
I'd probably be dead.
Why?
Buy my own island.
Okay, you buy your own island. Okay, go ahead. You buy your own island. What else would you buy?
Ferrari.
Lamborghini. All right, you'd have a Lamborghini. I would have a Lamborghini. Absolutely.
I'd have
a midget to drive my Lamborghini. All right, a summer house. Okay. Now, when you're buying all this stuff, $750,000. Will that buy 2 houses in 1 year, Jim?
No.
No. So what do you make? What are you getting all of a sudden?
Payments?
A mortgage. Okay? You're getting into debt that you think you can pay off because you're making this much money. All right? Now, what happened to him was the very next year, the reorg happened. Okay? And he went from having, I think, the whole South to having just the Southeast. So he lost a lot of teams. Yeah. Now he got some adversity coming in, right? And he was only on pace for 200 grand. Still sounds like a lot at 23 years old. However, not when you accrued so much debt because you were making $750,000. Now the adversity hit him. And he had two options. He could leave and try to find something else that's going to pay at least $500,000. Good luck. Or he could work with it. He can work with it and work his ass off to get him to that point, back up to where he was. All right. Now he's about $400,000 a year. Still not at the $750,000, but you learn something. You learn how to work with what you have. All right. Yes, I made $750,000. You build some maturity regarding that the very next year when this happens to you. But the adversity he had to overcome was to now settle this debt. Settle this debt that he accrued because he made so much money and spent all that money. He mentioned on previous conference calls he had New York City penthouses, all right, that he was renting for like $7,000 a month. All right, when you're making that much money, you can afford $7,000 a month penthouse. But just all that money he threw away to this point is something that he learned not to do for the future. Now he has investments going on. But when you come across, I guess my point regarding this, when you come across making 2 deals in a day, you feel so good about it. All right, and the next day you get to about 6 o'clock and you tell yourself, man, nobody wants this. Nobody wants to buy this. They all have Time Warner, and they're all saying they're happy with what they have, and nobody wants to switch. You know, it's 6 o'clock, and you're thinking, like, what did I do yesterday? You know, how can I get these people to buy? What am I doing? And you just have to tell yourself. You have to think, am I doing something differently? Is my attitude the same as yesterday? All right? Can I do today what I did yesterday? And you have to transition into that. Set yourself a goal. All right? Who wrote down their goals? Were you here on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, how come you don't have any goals?
I don't know, I just had the card, I just didn't fill it out, I guess.
Okay. Why? Curious.
I think I just put it in my wallet and stopped thinking about it.
Okay.
Well, not stopped thinking about it, but just didn't whip it out
Okay.
and write on it.
What are your goals?
2 a day.
Okay, 2 a day. Why?
Because it's better than what I'm doing now, and it's
Okay.
just always about
Well, what do you need the 2 a day for?
Oh, actually, specifically?
Yeah.
To have more than enough money for the next time I leave on tour.
Okay.
Nice.
Now that is a good goal, but what are you going to use that money for? Do you need that money?
Yeah, it's just mostly for saving.
All right, for
safety.
saving. All right. Now you have nothing to really put that towards. Yeah, you know, I have enough money for saving. What am I going to use it towards? The important part about writing down goals is to know what you're striving for specifically.
Yeah.
All right. Specifically, better than savings, you want to be able to get something. Maybe a new guitar. All right, or whatever, new microphone. But something that Larry, was reading. I'm going to have him come up to the front of the room and just kind of talk into goal setting a little bit more, because we can talk enough about goal setting, and we can talk enough about how to sell. But why are you learning how to sell without knowing what you're striving for? All right, so I'm going to bring Larry up to the front of the room and go from there.
Thank you guys. First off, the biggest thing is that first week of 2011 should always be about setting your goals for the whole year, because we have 51 more weeks to hit our goals, right? Alright, so the biggest thing is right now, one thing that we're actually going through right now is we set up a Biggest Loser contest. And raise your hand if you're going to win that Biggest Loser contest. Obviously, these 2 guys don't give a shit about it. So, I mean, the biggest thing is that I'm going to win it. I mean, that's one of the biggest goals of the next 2 months for me, is to win that Biggest Loser contest. The reason why I want to bring that into what we're doing here is it's something that I've set myself a goal to hit 27 pounds, which is, I weighed at 271. I want to lose 10% of that, and that's 27 pounds, okay? So my goal is to lose 27 pounds, okay? Now, when you write out a goal, like John says, you're writing it out so you can see it and everything, all right? Now, getting deeper into setting goals is a little bit different, okay? What you should do is not just writing out your goal, you have to write the things you should do to reach that goal. Okay? Now, the things I should do to reach that goal. On top of that, you want to write out the things you shouldn't do. Okay? To reach that goal, I wrote a couple things for myself, just so I know, is eat healthier. I gotta work out, of course. Eating Subway is not that bad for you, especially if you don't put mayonnaise in it. And, of course, spreading my meals. That's huge. It's big if you want to lose a little bit of weight. And, of course, if you're doing all these things, spreading meals. Excuse my spelling if it's bad.
It's alright. Yeah, Chris.
And the things I shouldn't do. Eat late.
Zings.
There you go. Chinese food is on my list. Chinese food. I don't know how to spell Chinese, so.
You're good.
And big meals, of course. You want to stay away from big meals. And one more thing, being lazy. Staying in bed an extra 30 minutes or something like that. Okay, this is what, so, lazy. Okay, this is the way my goals look right now on my refrigerator. That's exactly what it looks like. Once I step to the refrigerator, I look at the goal like, what am I doing right now? Okay, going to the refrigerator because I'm hungry. Okay, I'm going into the refrigerator because I want to eat something. Am I going to eat healthy? I'm not going to go look for some Chinese food to go order. Okay, did I get out of bed early? Today I got out at 7:30, got a workout, still got here to the office a little bit late, which made me mad, so I got to get up a little bit earlier. Now, the same thing applies to what we do here with our careers in 2020, okay? The same thing, okay? What are some of your goals, Dan, like for this year as your career in 2020?
I put down on my goal card 2 deals a day, put money in the bank, want to take a nice vacation on a cruise.
Nice.
And I put that card right behind my debit card.
Nice.
So every time I go to take out my debit card, I'm realizing maybe I should or shouldn't spend this money, what I'm about to spend it on. So I always have a constant reminder of what
That's
I
awesome.
want and what I don't want.
I didn't think about that.
That's awesome.
Freaking awesome.
No, that's really
So, I mean, one thing, what should you be doing to reach those goals that you have written down? Whatever your goal is, what should you do? And then what shouldn't you do? You know what I mean? Like, and so like myself, I want to be a manager, of course, and I want to make 60, 70 grand this year. Okay. Now, on that conference call we had 2 days ago, it was huge about setting goals, and the biggest thing was like, just make sure you're reading your books, listening to your tapes, and you know you have to constantly throw away your Xbox, give it away to a little kid. I mean, procrastinating, want to buy a PS3, but no, that's last on my list right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's huge. I mean, I love PS3, so that's last on my list right now. You know, Will and Nino bought a Donald Trump book, and I was pissed off because I couldn't find it in there with them. You know what I mean? And so I mean, that's something like what I would write down is read books, whatever, more books, because I've read books before, and when I first started on selling. But now I got to get into management, I got to get into leadership, I got to get into training, whatever. So I mean, to be a manager, I got to do more training. Okay, I got to do pretty much whatever it takes to help you guys get better, to take over John's and be half the manager John has ever been done to me. You know, so that's something, and things I shouldn't do. Sitting in my car waiting for the weather to get better. You know what I mean? Sitting in my car or sitting down too long to having lunch. You know, you name it, whatever, you write it out. That's how you get deeper into your goals. So when you pull out that goal card and you have it on the back of your goal card saying, what am I doing right now? What shouldn't I be doing? Should I be sitting at home playing my Xbox? Should I be playing PlayStation? Should I be, shopping? You know, no. You cross it. Look at your goal card. And it says I shouldn't be doing that stuff. And why am I doing it right now? Because I want to be a manager and I don't want to. I want to be a manager and I shouldn't be doing this stuff. That's the thing about that. So I want you to take a look at this really fast. I read this off of an email I got from Brian Tracy. This actually yesterday. Consider this. Consider the implication of this idea. What would you do if John followed you with the camera for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 100 days? Okay? I guarantee 3 things. Guarantee 3 things. You would start doing the things you say you would. That's number 1. Number 2, you would stop doing the things you said that you shouldn't be doing. And to top of the cake, number 3, you start making monumental performance gains to change your life. That's just the way it would work, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's all about accountability. Writing stuff out like this all holds yourself accountable to reach your goals. So if you're really interested in pushing yourself to your goals, you write it out, you take a look at what it will do for you, and that will change your life guaranteed. That's just how it works. I mean, read those books, guys. So that's it.
Awesome. All right. So you guys, you work on your own, right? There's no over-the-shoulder supervision. It's not like we're working in an office atmosphere. All right. You're not doing this right. You're not doing this right. You can tell yourself what you're doing right or not. All right. Only you guys hold yourself accountable. I just want to make sure you guys are out in the field doing what you know you can be doing. All right. And when you want to set your goal for 2 in a day, how are you going to do that? Remind yourself what to do and remind yourself what not to do. All right. Am I going to get 2 deals? Am I going to start at 4 or 5 o'clock every day? I'm probably not going to get 2 deals. All right. Tell yourself that you need to start at 2 o'clock right when you leave the office, and move on from there. You'll then learn the experience and close deals quicker to get yourself 2, 3 a day. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Go grab some Devils, make some money. Want to grab the camera?
Thank you, sir.